The double whammy?
Let me up my volume on the Roll20 because this is a pretty soft track. Alright, we should be live currently.
We're live! What? Live on twitch.tv/Patronics1234? Hmm?
Yes.
Wow. What a Twitch channel.
Yes.
How you doing today, Ballast?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah! That's the, yeah, I like that energy. Yes. Have you been a part of the Elden Ring craze?
No, I don't. No, I don't have any money. Oh no.
You know, that's fair. That's.
I'm also not good at video games.
My roommate got the game, and I've been wanting to play it, but like I know as soon as I start playing that game, oh, that's gonna be a game. Alright.
Yeah, Rob, you having fun, buddy? I'm having fun. So while he has a stroke, let's just hello everyone. Welcome to DBA Short Stories. This is an offshoot of DBA, our game in the weekly game in the Epithet Erased / anime campaign tabletop RPG system. It's set within a world mostly like our own, with people, however, having weird powers of multiple sources and origins and multiple capabilities. DBA itself is a collection of individuals that started out together as a tournament, like a tournament arcs in anime. You've seen it before, a million times in fact. But it's more or less morphed into being just a hodgepodge of many different storytellers flexing their chops. And to that note of many different storytellers, there are many different players, many different characters, and rotating GMs going around in DBA quite often. DBA Short Stories, specifically, is stuff that isn't shown in universe, because as a tournament, DBA is seen on camera for the most part. Most things that you see in the main DBA canon are seen by everybody in the canon, as long as they would sit through and watch the amount of a given content in an episode. But short stories are not, and short stories can either have some minor or some slightly less than minor story relevance to certain things. Such as if you have seen Vanilla, one of James's characters, he obtained a very odd power in a short story some time ago, several months ago. So if you would like to be notified when other such short stories as that would be told, make sure to join Fine Dining, our Discord server. And on that note, what are we doing here today, Rob? Because I am the streamer, Ballast, and I will be playing Cheshire Lithium. But who are you playing? What are you doing, buddy?
Well, that's a funny question. So, in order for me to answer that question, I feel like I need to set the scene a little bit, you know? As the GM of this short story, you know? And, basically, Cheshire, it has just been one of those days. You know, you come in, you get into the office, and you do your things, your many office tasks. You know, you gotta staple paper together, I think. Maybe not. Maybe you got something that does that, because, you know, epithets, man. But as the day begins to wind down, and you take a moment to sit back in your chair and just let yourself just breathe for a moment as you bask in the, like, afternoon peak evening, like, sunset light and whatnot. And it's like, man, it's a nice day out today. Anything you want to say?
I should probably check in on how my clones are doing, but I don't feel like having a headache right now, so I'm just going to enjoy this moment. Just kind of sits there, yeah.
As you're sitting there, like, enjoying the moment and everything, you can hear, I was gonna say leaves rustling, but I don't think it's, like, autumn right now. But you feel like a cool breeze enter in and enter out. It's like it's a nice temperature. It's one that you're relatively comfortable with. You work in this office all the time. You have, like, probably the AC or heating just set right to just achieve just that. And it's just one of those moments, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then after, these moments, they don't last forever and everything. You realize, it's time to get back to work. Time to finish off the day strong and just finish up those last couple of things. So could I just, like, get I'm just curious. Could I, like, get a roll to see, like, how long the last bit of work, like, takes you?
Sure.
And whatnot.
I was gonna laugh. I got another 7. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those days where it's just slightly, it just takes you just a couple minutes longer than it normally does, and it's like really, like that kind of thing, like, kind of noisy, but the work is done, and it's like, all right, cool. I don't know if Cheshire has like a security panel with all, like, a bunch of cameras just in his office, or does he leave that for someone else?
He would, yes.
All right.
It's part of that's one of the things on the computer, is that he can just switch between and check on the security if he needs to, which he probably would at this sort of point in the day when he's getting ready to leave.
So, as you're checking up on him, now I don't know which one this is, but you might know which one this is. On one of the cameras, the one that is probably the farthest away from the rest of the cameras, you notice just, like, right at the edge of its, like, vision, like, in the corner, kind of, as its, like, views sprawl out, you just kind of see the head of a skeleton with a lit cigarette.
He looks at that, takes his mouse, clicks on another tab, just clicks on it, just types something into a search bar to double check something, looks over an image on a poorly pixelated image on a wiki page, tabs back over to the camera. Okay, let's... Okay, what the fuck is... Alright. He's just going to press Cheshire. A button. He's just going to pick up the phone and just basically over the intercom. Alright. What is it that I'm going to be having to deal with today? Just saying it to, like, assuming that he can hear him, considering, that's where the intercoms can be heard throughout the entirety of the building,
Oh, heard throughout the entirety of the building?
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that happening, you asking, what was it exactly?
what is it I'm going to have to deal with today, more or less?
Coming out of the wall to Cheshire's left, he sees a maybe familiar face like coming out and stretching and everything. As he kind of just like pushes his arms out, puts them to the side, stretches one over the other, does another one, and kind of just like shakes himself out a little bit.
You were not the one I was talking to. Where were you hiding?
He holds up a finger and puts it to his mouth like a shh. He points to himself, gesturing to himself, and then points at the camera. He hides his face.
He just kind of slowly lifts his glasses and fucking pulls his face like, why the fuck are there two of them? Okay.
He kind of just like shrugs a little bit and just runs back into the wall.
He turns back to the monitor to see what, if any, interaction is happening there, because that's what he was expecting to happen.
Well, he's kind of just still there. Like, maybe the camera does, like the zoom enhance, because technology.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that he's kind of just, like, sitting there. He's very chill and, like, casual about it, if anything. Doesn't... He hasn't really responded to whatever was said.
Cheshire reaches into this desk, double checks, okay, fire insurance, that is properly up to date, just had to make sure, first and foremost, and then he puts it back in. Alright, of course it was in the goddamn, he's going to, the one that would be the least, like, directly visible would be, like, just the relaxation room for Excalibur members, because, like, that's just a normal room for them, effectively.
Yeah, alright, let me move something around. Give me a second. Let me, yup. Roll 20, what are you doing? Okay, let's do that for y'all. And then... and then, because, it's the relaxation room, you see a skeleton kind of like in the beanbag chair, kind of like all comfy and whatnot, and he's just got a bag of Dorito chips, and he's just kind of munching on them a little bit. Oh.
Yes? Hello?
Sorry. I needed to get back into my voice. Alright. Back to work. He kinda... It's not like a natural get-up, it's more of a... like, levitation get-up. Where he kind of just, like, moves upward.
It just kind of happens, yeah.
It just kind of happens. You're Cheshire, right?
Cheshire Lilithian, yes.
Do you want to maybe take this outside? Because I don't want to, like, burn down
I
the
would
place
much
or
appreciate
anything.
my building not being turned to crisp or anything of that nature, yes, I would, sure.
Alright.
He just fucking flips through his pages to get the Novira page if he needs to fucking teleport or any weird shit like that.
Yeah. How do you do with, like, teleport stuff.
Fine enough, I can teleport myself. I have glitchling magic under my grasp. He
cool.
gestures to the book.
Yeah, you do have that funny book. Alright, I'm thinking about it now, and I feel like any place here is technically danger and liability. So, care to keep it professional? We like go to your office or something?
Alright. I guess.
Great. So, alright. Sorry, I'm bad with, people, but, you know, I'm here regardless, because of people. That's besides the point. So, let's get down to business. You're Cheshire. You are one of the people that have been chosen to speak with, you know, him.
Yes.
I don't really know the right way to word this and everything, and I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. Wasn't really expecting to manifest in your lounge area, but hey, you know, I guess these things happen. Besides the point.
The lounge area is generally the one with the least security, because that's the one that Zephyr was tasked with setting up, but regardless.
Regardless.
So what exactly is it that you're here for today?
To be a informant of some sort. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I can and can't say to you, because... Oh, fuck all the pleasantries. What do you need to know? What do you want to know?
Alright. Is this in general with all of the situation regarding...
Regarding... it.
Okay.
That... Yeah.
What I would appreciate, at the minimum, is when they took his place would be the most important piece of information I think I could require, specifically.
They... I don't know when that thing decided to bare its fangs. But I know that it's a problem. And as of right now, where it is, I have to be the one that deals with it. As of right now. And I really don't want to deal with it.
Alright. In which case, I guess the next note would be... Cheshire just flips pages and has been, writing notes because he always has to fucking write the notes. Okay, so if that's a question which is mostly a non-answer, that's fine enough. I understand formalities with these sorts of things happen generally. In which case, I think I shall just ask instead, if possible. Cheshire just takes off his glasses and then taps beneath his eye. What exactly is the situation with this? And those others similar to this? Considering...
Now that's a long story. I can tell you it if you really want me to, but I'll tell you right now that a lot of people say what? I'm just a janitor. I can say I know what's happening, but I'm just there to clean up the mess. He shrugs.
Alright. Another non-answer, but that's fine enough. In which case, considering the terminology I've heard of it, I will ask a similar but different question. In an event a little while ago, against a child known as Hope, who had been overtaken by her epithet, a certain Orin. Cheshire doesn't look, but he just, mentally kind of... he uses the telekinesis from the Nolvira to just kind of, tap on the, not on the wall, but, basically... not from this side, but from this side, he taps on the wall, because basically he's pointing at Therio, to Therio, not to this man, but to Therio.
Yeah. Cheshire, you get the sense that, I'll tell you right now, Cheshire, you get the sense that Therio already left.
Alright, well, fine. Alright, as he was saying, a certain Orin developed a truth, I think it was called. Is there any explanation as to that you do understand and can say?
Oh. Another mess to clean up, eh? I would love to be able to clean that one up.
Okay. Just writes another note. Alright. In which case, I'll ask just a more broad question, as you are the cleaner after all. Roughly how many what's the wording I want to use here? Alright. How many factions, I should say more aptly, are wrapped up in not your because it's not an organization, but the greater you, as in the royal you? How many people are we having to deal with?
People? What's your definition of a person? Hate to get all philosophical all real quick for you, but...
Any force of individuals, sentient, non-even humanoid, just sentient, that would wish to either interfere, toy with, etc., etc., the DBA and anybody connected to it thereof would be the simplest concept for those words I would put together.
Now, it depends on which thing you're asking about. If you're asking about Tamore, well, most of the players for that are already dead, so I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together. For the little blip of existence, for that, well, I'm not allowed to talk about what that is connected to in the grand scheme of things. And for this truth user you speak of, there is one person behind all of that, if I had to guess.
Alright. Would you be able to say who you assume it is, or is that another no situation, just to confirm?
Let's just say that when he shows his face, I will be there to kill it.
Alright, understood.
The short answer is I don't know his name. But it's one of those people when you see them.
I see. Alright, I don't want to say any cursed words considering that is a seemingly sensitive topic with this subject.
I will, for the ease of mind and all that, I will say any curses of saying words thereof in, at the very least, this conversation and the potential discussion, whenever that happens, anything of that like, I will handle.
Alright.
And it will be dealt with after everything happens.
So, to what extent does Oratov and the other drow with the theming of the 7 deadly sins, what exactly are they? Are they just some grand mages? Or is it something else?
As they, from the one that I know they are a group that exists, and I know they have their ties in a lot of different things. I personally only have had the privilege of speaking to one of them. Excuse me, there seems to be a cat attacking the back of my chair.
Alright, and
This cat!
to confirm, Rob, this is me, Ballast, saying it to confirm.
Yep.
The second recall, was not seen in universe, correct?
Nope.
Alright, I just wanted to double check on that. Because it's been a while. Alright.
Yeah. If anything, what the cameras saw was a blank space and then heard somebody say fuck. That was like the end credit thing.
Yeah. Alright. You never know with DBA, with it being months between plot points, you always have to double check on notes.
Please ask.
Yeah.
I am always willing to answer certain questions.
Yeah. No, you're good. Alright.
But yeah. Yes, basically, there is one that I have the privilege of doing business, or at least some business with. But I don't know if that business partnership is going anywhere anytime soon.
Alright. Okay. So, do you know if whatever he just kind of he telekinesis a book off the shelf and just flips to a page, which you obviously you remember the Dr. Xander and Mr. White session of we met Dr. Xander. Cheshire basically flips to a page. He takes extensive notes of these things. He basically just it details notes about the weird underground city that was there for no fucking reason. Do you know anything about what in the world this was or who made it? Considering I have not heard of this before on any of the official city records that I've found, anyways.
You hand it out to him, right?
Yeah.
He takes it. He holds it.
But before he holds it too much, Cheshire is just gonna make a bookmark of it not being burnt to crisp. Just you can never be too safe.
All right. He's gonna start looking at it really hard.
Okay.
Could I get a insight check, Cheshire?
Sure. Give me a second. Who knows? Maybe I can bullshit my talent working for once.
Because
talent.
He's know about anything anyone could think of. Whenever so he looks like a skeleton that can't read.
Okay. I was more about so it's not a roll to remember. Okay, so this is just me making an insight check.
Yeah, I saw he could think of something that somebody could think of. And I'm like, okay, right now, the big message is, and I was gonna give it to you kind of regardless of roll, but I want to see it now.
Yeah, sure.
Is that he really just looks like a skeleton looking at a piece of paper. You're the reading guy. You know how people read.
All right.
He's not reading.
Cheshire
at least not in any way that you know.
Cheshire's going to be like, this is stupid, and I know it's stupid, but considering I know of that one person who is also a skeleton, he's just going to, snap his fingers and turn the ink into calcium. Dried calcium on the page. Is that better?
It just might be. You feel him flare.
316s, Pog!
Yeah! You feel him flare his epithet. The reason that I say epithet question mark is that, you know, there's an underlying tone of you don't really know how to identify a falsehood by feeling one yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Until they at least reveal like a false action or something. But you feel him just like flare his power, his epithet, and you just hear just like the calcium on the pages slowly start to like cinder and burn, is the best way I can describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens very quickly but smoothly, like a fire snake from 4th of July, where you light it and then it kind of just like goes, you know?
Yeah.
And you can tell that he basically just burns like the information into like the paper, basically, and you can see now instead of calcium like writing, it's like slightly singed like handwriting, basically.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know anything about this place specifically. However, there are places underneath this crust of the planet. There are certain like pockets where civilization has managed to grab hold. That's the best I can describe it, because that's the most I've experienced from it.
So, would you say that it is civilizations of another civilization from another plane or some other such scenario, or is it just some thing that happens?
Honestly, I kind of chalked it up to Akashic energy. This planet, this plane seems to have a lot of them, and I just didn't really question it.
I see.
I had other things to worry about at that time.
And similarly, speaking of this plane, are you a natural citizen of this world, or if not, which one is it? And similarly, how old are you in the scheme of at least human Earth years?
Ugh. Now that's... See... I'm trying to think of an answer besides, ooh, time is convoluted. With me and my job, I don't necessarily have the time, pun intended, pun unintended, to keep track of time. Does that make any sense?
It makes quite a lot of sense, sadly to say. Cheshire says with the intonation of a man of 20 years older than he should be.
I'm doing my job right now, and then after I'm done here, I have to continue doing my job. But that's besides the point.
So, In what way were you manifested here? Was that by your own power, or was that another's power?
Well, basically... Oh yeah, no, fuck it. I don't know why I don't need to why I can't explain this. When I planar travel between, at the very least between here and Tamore, I need to enter a intense state of relaxation. And where I personally feel the most relaxed enough to even come into this plane, is in the little corners of everyday sight. And that just happened to be your lounge. I don't really get to choose where I go. I find the spot, somebody walks into the room, and then I'm there. Personally, I was thinking I was going to be, like, outside in an alleyway or something.
No, I have the alleyways next to my office heavily monitored, because I don't know when someone's going to try to blow up the wall.
You have a wall? Oh, well, okay.
That's kind of how walls work, yes. We're in a building.
Okay. Sorry, I have trouble percepting.
So is that why during the I'm not going to say it by name. The third part, is that why they just assumed you were a dead skeleton because that was you just entering into the area, effectively?
Yeah.
I see.
Technically, you can find me scattered throughout this planet. I have little spots, little hubs, where I can use as a main source or as a main body if I need to act. But I haven't had the need to actually use one of those in a very, very long time.
Alright,
and I don't intend on using them again.
Does the name Malkath mean anything to you then?
It does, but you're going to be very confused.
I'm always confused with this sort of scenario, so it does not matter to me.
That's the blood god.
I see.
Well, that's what he called himself, at least.
Okay. Puts down another note on a different page.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. Alright, speaking of blood god, in that case, I might ask a question then. From what I've at least seen on ridiculous theories, but to an extent not as ridiculous as one might expect. Is there anything with a dolphin related to that in that case?
Oh, that's just the actual blood god. I was going to say, Malkath calls himself the blood god, or at least he did when I talked to him. Because one, he's by himself and everything, and he left his family to go adventure or something, and he needed to use his blood to basically survive, which was milk.
I see.
And
right.
He also has a little bit of a reputation in some circles, but I can't get too much into that without...
No, it's fine. Speaking of you as the intermediary, we were given a few options, one of which being, of course, yourself, the other being the doctor. Is there any direct notes you can give me about that as well, or no?
He is probably the doctor.
Yes.
Personally, I don't trust him. You ask anybody else, though, and they do. Something to think about.
Alright, and similarly, because we have not even had any mention of them before in the circles of which we attend, who is the owl? Is there anything related to them that you know, considering we have not heard anything about them before or seen nary a hint of them yet, so we have no information regarding them?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, what you just said is a falsehood.
Alright. Good to
And
know.
then, I will answer with the owl is the leader of the entitled. And typically, they are the first one to make contact, but that didn't really happen. Or did it?
Alexander just does not respond. He's not playing the fucking mind games today. Alright. In which case, similarly speaking, since you did mention it as a group by name, how many people are of this entitled group?
There's me. There's the boss, the owl. And then, as you've just told me, there's the doctor. And to be perfectly honest with you, I really only recognize people by their... This is going to sound intrusive, but by their heat signatures.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't really have a need for names. Most of the time.
In which case, what do you do with a person who gives off no heat signature?
He kind of just sits there quiet for a little bit, as in this like weird, awkward moment of silence, Cheshire, you see his cigarette just glowing ever so more orange. Those people, I deal with another way.
Alright. Cheshire puts a question mark to a note he was making of stealth cloaking remove heat.
I mean, hey, you know, he's got heat sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Full flow.
Alright. Well, at the current moment, that's the only thing that those are the main questions that I could think of. I might have other things I could think of, but I have just finished a long day's work and I'm not currently at full capacity currently. So, is there a method to have you appear in the corner? Should I have other questions, or is this a more of a one-time thing to confirm?
I don't think it can be a one-time thing at this point. How do I say this? If you need to talk to me, burn something and have me in your head, and I'll be able to tell.
Alright.
And I'll take that as a cue to move on over, make my way over. I won't be able to do that teleporty thing again, but I will make my way over.
Mm-hmm. And similarly, am I the only one that's allowed to ask these questions, or am I allowed to bring one of the other people that is supposed to be in that meeting to ask questions as well?
Who exactly would that be?
The two that would be particularly to my mind would either be Emmerich Ralavar or to be Kavaya Vanderbilt, considering her situation in regards to what the meeting would be.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to do dealings with the Vanderbilt in this situation. In a situation where I am facilitating a discussion between two sides, where I only need to be present to make sure that you don't kill each other, that is a situation I am comfortable with. Being partners for a time.
Alright, would Ralavar be fine or no?
Who's Ralavar?
He is a vampire of this plane. He is fairly strong. He is a legendary blades wielder. But there's not too much I could really say that to describe him if you don't really know him particularly.
Is he a pirate?
He was, at least at one point, from what I've heard.
You drive a hard bargain. Alright. At this point, I feel as though that sure, yes. If you want to arrange a time to bring this Ralavar, pirate, vampire, lobster apparently,
To be fair, the lobsterism was a curse that he's been able to
oh.
mute. He can still be part lobster if he wants, from what I've heard, but why would he for the most part, you know?
I mean, if you ask me, never mind. Yes, well, if that's the case, and you want to discuss with Ralavar, alright. Sure. I will say, though, this next meeting, whenever it may be, probably won't be coming back around after that.
Alright.
Hopefully won't be coming back around after that. I don't want to come back around after that.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Just wanted to cover all my bases before a theoretical one-time chance was over. In which case, is there anything I need to do so that way you can leave comfortably, or...?
Do you have a fireplace here?
Alexander's... Quinn was in chat, and Quinn asking that thing fucking mixed my wires on Murmur. Sorry, no. Cheshire.
Yeah, I heard Alexander, but I was just letting you be in character and whatnot. I wasn't asking.
Yeah, no, fucking, yeah. I only found I caught myself now. I was like, wait a second, that's the wrong character.
Yeah, I heard Alexander's not playing these mind games.
God damn it.
And I took that as you felt like Alexander, the inner Alexander within you, kind of being like, come on, play the mind game.
Quinn, I see. I didn't listen. They're very similar characters. There's a very easy reason why my wires get crossed with me actually playing both games more recently. Anyway,
back to the TTRPG.
Yes, second floor, right next to the training room. So he points, basically, take the stairs, third room on the left. That is where the fireplace is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yep.
Well, yeah, just, go burn something when you need me to show up, and I will start making my way over. I cannot tell you how long that will take me.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well. I'm going to get back to my work. As you see, the little fringes of his cloak and everything begin to slightly burn, and then like a orange line surrounding like where all the fire would be, you know, like embers and whatnot, kind of just like slowly spreads as he like disappears into like not even ash, just like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he disappears on the map. There we go. Yeah.
Alright. Cheshire then undoes a bookmark as he feels 8 hours of rust put into him. Now to do the after-work projects, and he takes the tarp off of this and starts tinkering with it for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say in this short story before we cut it off for the night, Rob?
Nah. The cleaner's just, he just wanted to talk to somebody and whatnot, and he chose Cheshire. And I was like, we're here. Let's clear up some things. And hopefully, more can be cleared up and more can be shared in this, but maybe potential next one with the funny Emmerich Ralavar. You know?
Yeah. We just come on. Damn it.
You already used it, Balance. You already gave me my stroke earlier on in the session.
Speaking of having a stroke, if you want to be prepared for the next time that we do this, make sure to join Fine Dining, our Discord server. There it is.
There it is. Hey, you should click the link.
Alright. Say goodbye to chat, Rob.
Goodbye to chat.